Hey guys, welcome to Pechersk. I am one metro station closer to the city center, which is the best area. And this is actually known as kind of an upscale area with lots of shops, lots going on right by the metro. It's just 2 stations away from the very, very center. But actually, this is a great place to actually live. Lots of locals here, not that many tourists, but you have a lot of very cool buildings and lots of kind of supermarkets, restaurants, coffee shops. So I'm going to take a look around this area, show you around, and show you an apartment that I'm considering buying because it is very cheap. It's $63,000. It's a studio apartment, so a small place, but it's a great price. Let's go look around this neighborhood. So right when you get out of the metro, you see there's tons of little shops, and it's just a cool place to be. It's just like a nice area to be in. People really like it. What do you think about this neighborhood?
I really like this city and this neighborhood.
Yeah. Is it better than the center, like to live, or what do you prefer?
Yeah, of course. Exactly. I like to live in this part of the city and.
But Lisa, why would you prefer living here, which is like a little bit outside of the center, than in the center?
I think this part of the city is the most comfortable for living, and this part consists of many business centers, and just like, I don't know, it's so beautiful out there.
So I think I like this area more than the center as well because it's so close. The center is just 2 stations away, but I feel like here there's better supermarkets, less kind of craziness. It's like a more comfortable place to live. Would you agree? Yeah. Very cool. Well, nice to meet you. So this main street itself is about a little bit loud because it is a big boulevard. You can actually walk to the center in about half an hour. But you would just take the metro because it's literally 2 stations. But I think from what I know, this area really has everything that you need anyways, and locals actually prefer to stay here. And what's cool is to get around, actually to get in the center, you have so many options. You have the buses, you have the metro, you can take a cheap taxi, or you can actually just ride one of these scooters, which are everywhere around here. All right, so walking past this KFC and this pharmacy, we're gonna go deeper into Pechersk. Right off the street, I have a feeling that just 1 block away is gonna be much quieter, which this apartment for sale is at. So right across the street, you have a Moroccan restaurant. It's really nice. Some shopping, and you have nice cars that drive around here. So this is a cheap coffee shop with Makaba, but Privar is a sports bar. So you can tell by the cars that park here, there's a lot of wealth in this area as well. And this is actually a business center, which I think there's a lot of around here. Also another nice coffee shop, Haliebny, croissant place, and Lviv croissants. So what do you guys think of Pechersk versus living in the center as a local?
I think it's a big historical center of the Kiev, and in Pechersk district we have many interesting places for chill or work, or maybe this best district of the Kiev, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
So do you think it's better than being in the actual center? Why?
I don't speak English.
Okay. Może по-русски, хорошо. Почему здесь район лучший центр?
Здесь красиво, много магазинов, кафе и классная архитектура.
Okay. So she's saying that here there's a lot of like little shops and restaurants, but there's also shops and restaurants in the center. Is there anything, any reason why you would prefer to live here than in the center?
Maybe this special Pechersk vibe, I think.
Okay. And it's less touristy here, yes?
Yeah.
Less tourists. Less не много tourists is this rayon.
Yeah, maybe this more passive. I don't know. I forgot this word. Спокойный.
More like quiet, more relaxed.
Yeah, more quiet than center of
Okay.
Kiev.
And are you two working or living in this district? Why are you here?
We are studying on this
Oh, nice. And there's like university near here.
university. Yeah.
Okay. Which one?
Kyiv Университет культуры.
Okay. And what do you study?
Design of interior design. Yeah.
Oh, and you too. Ah, interesting question. What do you think of the design of these like? So like around here you have are these like Krasovkas, and then you have these new buildings. Like, what are your impressions of the?
I think we have a lot of people who love interior design, and if you come in restaurant, you can see some beautiful design for just chill. And
Yeah, even like this place. This is just
this is a good
Liebny.
place.
It's like just a basic bakery, but it's really nice inside. Yeah.
That's basic bake, but it's very good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
That's it.
Have a good day.
So this is a hookah bar, I think, like a shisha bar. All really kind of cool designs. And the prices already seem much lower than the ones in the center. So my impression so far is that compared to just one metro station away in the French's people, Druzy, Nairobi, where I've been living the last month, there's actually a lot more people here. I guess because it is a little bit closer to the center. This is actual Pechersk metro station. Even though Pechersk district, or Pechersk rayon as they call it in Russian, is a big area that goes all the way to the Dnipro River. But here is kind of like the CBD outside of the center. But of course, this is Ukraine, so you still get these cool old cars with the new ones, the new nice stuff. Just kind of like the architecture. You have all these new buildings and development, and you also have kind of the mid-cycle refresh, probably built in the 90s, as well as these old Khrushchevka, I believe, or one of these kind of definitely USSR buildings. Definitely have a lot of high rises in this area and interesting architecture. And then you have this quiet street, like tree lined street that we're gonna have to walk down to get to the actual apartment, which is about a 10-minute walk from the metro station. I would say definitely in the autumn, this is a beautiful walk. And already, even though there is actually quite a bit of cars still, because it is rush hour right now, just before 6 p.m. It is actually a very beautiful kind of quiet road here. So hopefully this will be a nice house, because so far I like this area a lot. So you can tell there's a lot of new buildings in this area, and this is actually why people like this district here in Pechersk. It is kind of the fancier new area just outside of the center. And so even though these buildings are really nice, they're much more expensive. These are called like business class buildings, and these normally go for about 35 to 4,500 per square meter. So a 2-room apartment here would probably be around $300,000 to $400,000 US, which is a lot of money. And that's why this district has the reputation of being a nice luxury district, because it is a quiet living district just outside the center. Most people would actually just still consider it the center. The way I think of it is, this is called Pechersk. But you can see there's some ballers that live here. And lots of new construction happening, new buildings, new kind of towers everywhere. So I'm just around the corner, but I wanted to check out this supermarket. It's a Siplo. So this is a Sippo, which is kind of a higher end supermarket. Nice pre-made food for sale, as well as the normal butchery. But in general, this is a very good supermarket. And this isn't the biggest one I've seen, but it's a full-size one, which is good. The only thing I don't like about Sippo is the fact that you have to find and weigh all your own produce, which is crazy for an expensive supermarket where everything is more expensive than others anyways. But it's definitely a nice chain with a really good bakery, but most supermarkets in Ukraine will have a good bakery. But I would say Sippo, especially with these fruit tarts, which are my favorite, are one of the best. All right, as the sun is setting behind me, you can see it's a really cool area. The buildings are starting to light up a bit as well. And we're just around the corner from the apartment that we're gonna look at possibly buying. So let's take a look. I'm excited for this. So to give you the details of this apartment, it's 32 square meters, which is tiny. It's a little studio apartment. They call it a one-room apartment plus a kitchen. And my goal, my hope is it was in a nice neighborhood, which it is, because it's literally just half a block away from the Siplo and a few blocks away from Pechersk metro station. And it's been a nice walk. And all of a sudden, listen, this is a quiet little residential neighborhood that's just literally, you can even see it just like 1 block away from where the supermarket is, and there's a gym, it's a business center, all this stuff. Let's take a look, see which one it is. So I believe it's this building just to the left. Look how quiet it is, guys. Literally just a block away from all the madness. There's a nice friendly dog. Always a good sign. So I believe this is Senya, who's going to be the agent. Senya? Yes, hello. Nice to meet you. I'm Johnny.
Hello.
Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hey. It's a very quiet neighborhood.
Nice. What? Yes, of course, because it's just because on this side there is a park.
Oh yeah, okay.
Park, so it's far away from the road.
Uh-huh.
This is the sign says exactly.
Oh nice, and it's here. Yeah. Can you give me 1 second? I just want to look. Okay. So up this hill, there's like a little park area and some more apartment buildings. So we would be just this one. Actually looks really nice. So here's the entrance. Typical Ukrainian entrance. This is Kusavka, like the Khrushchevka, yeah, Khrushchevka. And no lift, yeah.
No lift. There is the third floor.
Okay.
So here lives moms with children, and they take their cradles upstairs easily.
Okay, cool.
Because
It's not so high.
It's not very high.
Yeah. Okay.
There is a signalization here, but now it's disconnected.
Okay.
But when you will pay, they will.
Oh, like an alarm?
Renew their.
Like alarm system or?
Yes, alarm system like this one.
Okay. Oh, cool.
Like there is.
Okay. I know to take it off. What is it? No.
Take, please.
The socks is okay. The socks is okay. Thank you. So we walk in here, we have a closet, a little rack to put our things, and a little bench to put on our shoes. We have another shoe closet, I'm assuming. Maybe. For shoes, yep. A little mirror to check make sure we're beautiful before we go out. Here's another wardrobe. And then here we have the room. Is it locked? Oh, the bathroom. Here is the bathroom. It's typical bathroom, but it looks fine. I'll probably just replace that.
No black spots, like.
Yeah, just a little bit of rust, but it's okay.
Something
Overall,
need to be changed. Yes.
it's okay. The water's not on. Please. I can turn it left or right?
Oh, you did.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Water works. Is there a boiler?
Oh, not boiler or gas
Gas.
station. Gas, I don't know how it goes. Gas station.
Okay, we'll look
Yes,
see it.
yes.
Okay. Here is the
Air
kitchen.
conditioner.
Oh, it's an air conditioner.
Yes, but only in this room.
Oh, I see.
Rather big window.
Okay.
And it's also sun
opens.
outside.
Okay, so this looks out. I don't know if you guys see it, it's dark, but looks out to where we just were. It's a nice quiet area. Okay. So ceilings are
It's from the
2.8.
last,
Yeah. So not the
2.5.
2.5. Okay. So not super tall,
Yes.
but it's okay.
Gas.
Oh, so we have gas.
And this is their,
Okay.
you know, how
So-
it goes.
Pretty nice. Well, if I turn on the hot water, this should turn on maybe.
I need to do, but I
Yeah.
don't know how
Okay.
it works. Okay.
Okay. But there's a boiler, kind of not boiler, but a gas thing.
Gas here also,
Okay.
or you can change it.
So upper cabinets are fine.
And,
This washing machine, nice. So this I might change the color, but overall it's in decent condition.
And a fridge. Fridge
Okay.
is here.
Okay. Oh, nice. So it's hidden. I thought it was a closet, but it's smart.
Maybe it's better to change it and for the new one.
No, it's okay. It's nice that it's like a hidden design where it's out of the way. So here's the main room, then the only actual room. With the somewhat low ceilings, it doesn't feel as big as I was hoping, but in principle, it would be fine for a studio.
But the door on the balcony is broken. I can't put
Open
it.
it.
Yes.
Okay.
On the, but I will call the
Repairman,
repairman.
okay.
And then he will fix it.
So we have a small balcony outside. I can see already. But okay. We have new windows, which is good. Lots of lights. And we have a huge closet here. So let's take a look. This is a ton of storage, actually. More than I think anybody would need. All right, so my original idea and the reason why I wanted to come here is I was hoping that there was a way to turn this into a separate bedroom, or at least put a place where a bed would be. So let me kind of just measure this out. My idea was maybe to have the bed here, so when you walk in, this can be a bed, and I think this is hollow, so I was hoping I could put an opening here or door, but I'm not sure if that'll work now. Let's mark it out. All right, guys, so here is the original ad, and from the photo, it looked pretty big. It was a 32 square meter apartment, which is very small, but from the photos, as you'll see, they look like a decent size. And I was like, you know what, 68,000 for being in a good area close to the metro, this might be worth it. So here are the photos, and here's a drawing. I'll show you what my plan was, but basically from the photos, because they're taking it with a wide angle lens, it was hard to tell the real size of it. And I was hoping it would be bigger. I was hoping I could put a bed here to the left and maybe even subdivide this room into 2 rooms, which I'll show you in a second. But it looked very big in the photos. But in person, I realized it's the angle. So the ceiling looked higher than it really was, and it just didn't work out. So let me actually show you. My original plan was subdivide this room either with an actual wall, half wall wardrobe or something, or even a curtain. Have the bed here, but have enough room to walk in, and even add a second door possibly, or just an open archway near the kitchen, and have that be the living room. So essentially turning a one-room apartment into two. But after going there and walking it out and measuring it, I realized that any standard size double bed would take up half the room and go almost all the way to the door, especially with the bed frame. So maybe not this dramatic, but it would basically just like have almost no walking room. So, and the couch basically came all the way to the window, so it would be tiny. It would be a squeeze. So I had to say no to it, even though on paper it looked good. And this is why we go and look at so many apartments, because I definitely want to buy one more apartment. I was hoping somewhere in Kiev. I was hoping to be like a smaller one, but this one is not going to be it, unfortunately. Senya, thank you so much for showing me the place.
Yes.
And I will think about it a little bit.
Let's go out, yes.
So my agent is driving a brand new Range Rover. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. And you can see as soon as the sun goes down, this place looks completely different. Alright guys, so I just walked back to the main street a block away, and I realized one of my favorite restaurants for lunch, go to Brazil, is right here. Which means this is Leslie Ukrainian Boulevard, and it's a big street, but it's a very convenient street as well, especially if you have a car or you're taking an Uber or something. You can take the bus from here. Pechersk Metro is just going to be a block in front of us, but either way, this is actually a very cool area that's actually very close to the apartment. So the apartment itself, to break it down, the asking price was $68,500. But what was good about it is that this agent, I found the seller agent, which means we're not dealing with a buyer's agent as well. Because as nice as some of them are, to be honest, they don't add any value. Unless I need a translator, but I can just bring a Ukrainian friend, or I can find an agent like Senya who actually just speaks English, or I can just learn Russian. My Russian's improving, so very soon I'll be able to just do these deals myself, even if they don't speak English. And aside from that, I still need to use my lawyer, because you cannot trust the background checks or the title checks, the mortgage lien checks from any of the real estate agents, including Blogovis, including these big companies. So as nice as my agents are, they work for these companies where their only job is to try to get you to buy the property, because that's how they get paid. So they will try to push you into buying it, even though there's hidden fees that you're not going to know about until later, until after you put down a non-refundable deposit, or there's going to be things about the title or the apartment that you're not going to know about. So you have to hire a lawyer, and that's why I'm so glad that I found a good one. Tatiana from Contact Ukraine, if you want to use her, you can. I'll leave her info below. And actually, I'm even training up a new agent that is like a brand new agent. And I was like, you know what? Don't go work for a company. Let me just train you, because in Ukraine, you don't need a license to be a realtor. How crazy is that? Like literally anybody can be an agent. So as long as she has a good lawyer to do the document checks and actually close the deal, the agent just needs to find the properties and show it to you. And then really that's it. Maybe they communicate a little bit between the buyer and seller, teach you about the neighborhoods. But I'm doing that for you guys for free. So if you want to hire me, just hire me, take me out to lunch. And no. There's so many people asking me to take me out to lunch. But anyways, just watch my videos. All the information is here. This Pechersk area in Kiev really is a hidden gem. It's literally the most expensive neighborhood that has the cheapest apartments in the center. I will guarantee you that the prices in this neighborhood are gonna really start going up, unless, you know, some world thing happens. But in general, as long as Ukraine is still around, and I think it will be, this neighborhood is going to get more expensive because it's undervalued right now. It's underpriced right now. So even though that's a small apartment and only 32 square meters, which is actually even smaller than my one in Kharkiv, it's a very good price at around just over 2,000 per square meter. And in general, it's renovated. It's not a new renovation, but in general, it's nice. Unfortunately, it's a little bit too small for me to fit a double bed in there and have a separate room. What I want to find is a small apartment that has 2 separate rooms for a living room / kitchen and a bedroom, so I can rent it out as a 2-room flat like the one I do in Kharkiv, and have it be relatively small but close to the center, kind of like a New York style apartment or San Francisco style apartment on Airbnb. And that's the sweet spot. So unfortunately, this one did not fit the bill because the layout was just a little bit too small to fit another bed and have like a separation. And even though it's technically move-in ready and renovated, it doesn't look as nice in person as I was hoping it would look. So I think I would have to remodel it still, and I don't want to do that. So I think I'm gonna pass on this, but it was a good deal. So if you want to buy this, I'll leave the info below. I think this would be a good place to rent out to students. $450 a month for the return for 68,000. That's whatever this math is. Let me check this. Hold on. So I just did the math. $450 a month, long-term rent, and you can get $5,400 per year for it if everything goes well, if there's no vacancies. Obviously, you're gonna have to deduct for things like vacancy rates and maintenance, paying like a property management, but in general, it's still $10, which isn't bad, and you can actually get more if you rent it on Airbnb as a daily rent. So actually, still a decent investment. I think if it had high ceilings, a slightly nicer renovation, or if the door was kind of like in a different place and there wasn't that big closet so I could squeeze in another like a bigger bed, I would buy it just to live in myself and then rent out my other place. But I don't like studio apartments. I know some people don't mind them, but I hate studio apartments. I want to have a separate 1-bedroom. And there you go, guys. I'm already at Pechersk. It's literally just another block, so 3 blocks away from the main street, the main metro. Really good area. I would say B+ area, and A+ for people who actually want to be somewhere quiet but still relatively close to the center. So there we have it, guys. There are definitely some ballers in this area, Pechersk. You can just tell by the cars that are in this parking lot.